Hello and welcome to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I am the Max of Few Trades, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This is going to be a phenomenally interesting experience. I suppose I should probably start by telling you exactly the nature of my history with the good sir Mr. Wright. You see, much like my history with Mega Man, a fellow Capcom character, I'm well and truly aware of the guy, and I pretty much know everything there is to know about him and all of his friends and the like. However, what I don't know are basically the things that led him to be who he is, which is basically my way of saying I've read about them, but I've never played them before. You might remember, or you might have even watched or ignored, regardless, a Let's Play of mine called My Little Investigations, which was basically Phoenix Wright, but with ponies. And I did that as a means to test the waters to see if I was at all capable of being able to do this, and to my surprise, people seem to genuinely enjoy it, to the point where I've actually gotten requests to actually play the Phoenix Wright games. So I figure, why not do it as soon as someone brought it up to me? It seemed like as good a time as any, I suppose. This is going to be, I assume, quite a different kind of adventure for me, because this is a visual novel, whole lot of reading, whole lot of analytical and paying attention to the small details and figuring out holes and the like of people's testimonies and the whatnot. So, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I hope you guys have a fantastic time. And I guess we are going to just jump right in. Apparently there was like a... oopsie doodles. There was apparently a downloadable episode or something. Cost 100 Wii points. Not sure what that's about. Oh, also I'm playing on the... This is apparently a version that's available on the WiiWare shop. But only on the original Wii, not the Wii U. That's important to take note of. Yeah, I figured, seeing as how I have no way to record DS games, this was pretty much the best way I could possibly go about doing this. So, I guess we're just gonna jump right in and solve some crimes, why don't we? Episode 1, the first turnabout. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's do this thing. Oh wow, we're not even gonna be... Okay, yeah, we're just gonna jump straight into death, aren't we? Okay. Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Yeah, I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. Who that guy? I'll make it look like he did it. Ah, dude, no, why would you do that? Ah, that's not cool. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Alrighty. Oh, I guess that's the pause button. How exactly do I control this with a Wiimote? Oh, like that, I guess. Alright, cool. Boy, am I nervous. Yeah, you and me both, buddy. I am absolutely racked with doubts that I'll be able to handle a game of this magnitude, but I shall try nonetheless. Right. Oh, hello. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everybody takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. Mostly because that would be a terrible idea. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. As is to me, I guess. Well, go fig. Wait, his very first case of his very first job as an attorney is to defend one of his closest friends from murder? Okay. I thought we might ease into this. Apparently not. Okay, that's crazy. All right, let's do this. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. ... Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh my goodness gracious, you are Japanese. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Ah, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? And for the record, I am aware that Nick is apparently Phoenix's nickname. Not sure what the story behind that is, but I can roll with it. I mean, sometimes people just end up with nicknames. Huh. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Oh! Wow! This game it's not pulling its punches now, is it? The newspapers say it was you. Oh, dang. Okay. My name is Phoenix Wright. All around awesome possum guy. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. No, it's not. It's murder! That's not simple. In fact, I think that's about as convoluted as you can get. Well, I guess maybe insurance fraud, but murder's gotta be up there. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. Okay, that's the name we're going with? My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. I like this game. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do! Ooh, we got some motivations all up in here. Alright, sweet, let's do this thing. It's like literally no build-up or anything, just boom, you're in court. Solve a murder case. Alright, August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Ooh. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Who's this nerd? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Yeah, that's not really something you want to start out with there, mister. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Yeah, I certainly hope so, too. I'm kind of nervous myself. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. No. Hands shaking, eyesight fading, legs weak, arms spaghetti. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Well, that would be Larry Butts, which is one of the single most hilarious names I've ever seen in a video game. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. I just realized that's a letter away from Harry Butts. Oh, I guess that would have been too easy. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. Wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Wow, selective memory much? Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. We're not in a good shape right now, are we? Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the plus button to check it at any time. Like, right now? Oh, snap! Okay, cool. Attorney's badge. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Unfortunate. And Cindy's autopsy report. Okay, so her name is Cindy. Time of death, 7:30, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Okay, alright, that's, pretty damn dark. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please, I'm begging you. Yeah, I'll do what I can, lady, I'm gonna try. Let's hear your answer. Who is the victim in this case? Mia Fey Cinderblock? Oh, that'd be funny. No, it's, I guess it's Cindy Stone. That was the only one that said Cindy. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. I read ahead of time. Yay! Go me. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all the questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed, except for the fact that I'm woefully underprepared for this. I don't really know entirely how the court system works. I hope it helps me out there. This isn't one of those games where, no, Phoenix Wright wouldn't be as nearly as popular of a series if it was like straight up legal stuff. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor, because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Yeah, you're sweating bullets. Whew. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object, the nature of which we are unaware. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? Oh, alright, cool then. I guess we'll find out. The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor, next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Ooh, hello. Submitted as evidence by Prosecutor Payne. The statue, the murder weapon itself. Can't say I know of too many murder cases that are basically the result of death by Thinker. Looks like she got a splitting headache. Oh god, why did I say that? No, that was crud. That was supposed to be a joke about overthinking things because of, not because she got, okay. You know what, maybe I should not do jokes. Right, be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Anything to distract myself from making more bad jokes. Press the plus button to check the court record and do it frequently. Oh, okie dokie. Oh, hello, and I've got profiles. Okay, hello. Mia Fey, chief attorney at Fey & Co., my boss and a very good defense attorney. I know about you. You are not your sister, who I know more about, though. Larry Butts, the defendant in the case, a likable guy who was my friend in grade school. Cindy Stone, the victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. 22? Oh, dang, she's only a year older than me. That's awful. Winston Payne, the prosecutor for this case. Lacks presence, generally bad at keeping his points across. Oh, so he's bad at his job. Alright, that works out for me. Yeah. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Okay, so I just have to... Okay, that was a smug-looking face. I just gotta pay super-duper attention, just like my little investigations. I can handle this. I got this. Just because it's murder and not, you know, petty theft. I can handle this. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Pretty sure Mark Antony had nothing to do with Cleopatra. Didn't they all die? Yes, actually, in retrospect. That wasn't dumb. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you, anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. Ah, so, I'm defending kind of a loony, aren't I? What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport. Ooh, fancy-pantsy. Alright. Huh. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Most unfortunate. Probably should have stayed in Paris. Dude. No way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Okay. Daddies? Sugar. Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. Oh. I feel slightly less bad about her being murdered, but I don't wish death upon anyone, and it's just gold digging. I mean, stupid, but not worth dying over. Yeesh. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Well, maybe she just was a victim of circumstance. We don't know nothing. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Yep, so far, I'm gonna have to agree. Should I wait and see what happens? I guess we should stop him from answering. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. That's certainly one way to look at things, I guess. Let's continue with this trial, shall we? I believe the accused motives is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. I like Phoenix. I don't know if I mentioned, no, I definitely didn't. I played as this guy all the time in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That was amazing. I identify with this guy. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. He went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly, stop him from answering. I feel like hooting and hollering whenever he starts talking really isn't gonna help much, especially granted that he pretty much just goes on his own little tangents whether I seem to do anything or not. Guess I'll just let him do what he wants. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth! Yeah, I was there. I went. That worked? Oh my god, am I magic? That'd be awesome. Magical lawyer powers. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. The hell was that voice? Okay. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who was your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Huh. Is that the guy who actually did it? Because I know who did it. It was the guy with the mole on his head. Order! Order in the court! My beard demands authority. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Shawit to the stand. I'll just call him Frank. I don't know. I'm not going to pronounce that last name. Oh, yeah, that's him! He's the murderer! How do I don't really have any evidence that he did it, do I? Mr. Shawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions in this, this correct? Sorry. Oh, yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Shawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Oh, okay. I know about this. I gotta be super duper into this. All right. Gotta listen to anything that might be a bold-faced lie, because we all know he's the murderer. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Well, I already found an error. Didn't the autopsy say she died around 4? Isn't that the thing? Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. You totally can't. Phoenix! Mr. Wright, come on, bro. We got this. I already figured it out. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Indeed. Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Shawit used was one of those. Oh, okay, fine. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your whatever, blackout record. Blackout record adds to the court record. Okay, cool. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right, Wright. All right, Wright. Right. This is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to reread the testimony, figure out where the holes in the where is he lying? You gotta point out the lies. That way they'll eventually unravel to the point where they'll just spill the beans. That's how this sort of thing works, isn't it? Why? You expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Well, assuming everybody is always innocent that I'm protecting, but obviously in this case it is, so yeah. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Wow, this lady's brutal. Okay. So remember, press the witness with the minus button or by waving the Wii remote. Then check your facts against with the plus button and point out the contradiction. Mia, I appreciate the advice, but what are you talking about, plus button? Wave the Wiimote. What? I'm just looking in context of Phoenix here. Alright, well, I already know it. I don't have to look at that hard, right? Okay, hang on. Okay, well, hang on. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Where's the thing about him talking about the time? Because if he was really smart, he probably wouldn't have brought that up. I thought to call the police immediately. The phone was not working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Okay. Whoa, hello. Swing the remote like you're presenting evidence to do just that. Okay. But hang on. No, I want to look at the thing. I want to make sure I'm right first. Time of death, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Okay, so obviously, he would have not, if he called the police at 1 p.m., she wouldn't have been dead yet. So I guess all I gotta do is... Objection! Hey, it came out the Wiimote too! Neat! You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m., for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. My hair just thinks otherwise. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Yeah. Oh, that. Oh, This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. No way, dude. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Schwitt, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Ooh, I like it. The stakes are much higher than in my little investigations. We got this. Oh, oopsie, accidentally did that. All right, wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? All right, let's see where the lies are this time. Always paying attention. The time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Absolutely bogus, because there was a blackout. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Oh, I like this guy. He's easy to figure out. Woo! I mean, I don't like him. He's a murderer scumbag, but you know, whatever. I see. You heard a verse saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Yeah, I do. Woo! All right. Another easily foiled lie. Sweet. I know for a fact that things are not going to be always this easy, but I'm going to revel in the fact that they are right now. Okay, there was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. No! What, really? Because look at this blackout report! Objection! Okay, I'm going to do that every time because that is really fun. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Yeah. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Yeah, the defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Schwitt? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Schwitt, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Or, much more likely, it's the fact that you're about to be caught of murder! Murder! Very well, Mr. Schwitt. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Okay, fine. Let's do this. Where's the lie? Hearing the time. Let's do this. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. The murder weapon was a statue! You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Okay, well, okay, first of all, it's a statue, not a clock. And that also doesn't make sense. Why would the clock say 1 o'clock if it was 4? None of that makes any sense. Okay, well, that's another bold-faced lie. Wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Absolutely friggin' not statue, and again I say objection! God, that's awesome. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? Ah! You with your objections, your evidence. Just what do you think you are? I'm a friggin' defense attorney! Now answer the question, Mr. Schwitt. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? I can think of one gigantic one. If you have to touch the clock in order to know that it's a clock, and he only saw it, he would have no way of knowing it was a clock. Which means he had to be holding it, which means he held the murder weapon, which means he's the murderer! How do you like them? Eh? Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh, yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Ah, snickety snaps. Case 1, going to the Mr. Wright, yo. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Ooh, dang, I hardly had to do anything. This is my kind of game. Mr. Schwitt, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never look at the clock. I heard. No, I mean I saw. Oh. Okay, you just threw a toupee at me. Unfortunate. I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn. Give him death. Oh, hey, his toupee's back. Order! Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Schwitt heard was definitely this clock. In fact, which is clear if you simply examine the clock's batteries, ask the neighbors, try sounding the clock? I'm not sure what to do here. The neighbors? That seems... Examine the clock's batteries? Well, they clearly didn't fall out, or else it wouldn't have made the noise, so try sounding the clock, I guess? Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? Ah, yes, sure. Anything, Mr. Defense Attorney, please. Poke and prod the murder weapon. I asked the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Oh! Oh, I didn't even think about that! Ha! It's 3 hours behind! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Schwitt heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Schwitt, oh my god, look at that guy. Try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it, we're so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Oh boy. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Schwitt. Ah! But I almost had it! I come all this way down here to testify, and look what happens! They treat me like a criminal! A criminal! Only because you is one, bro. You lawyers are all slime. Yeah, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Well, that's not true. Not so fast, Mr. Schwitt! Mia! I mean, Chief! Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? I think I have an idea. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Well, the attorney badge ain't gonna do nothing, the autopsy report ain't nothing, the statue and the blackout report are also not going to help. But she was recently gone, Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder, which means the clock wasn't touched at all. I don't know how it's gonna fix this, but I know it is. Objection! Okay, I screwed that one up. Objection! Or take that, whatever! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. See, that makes sense. I didn't actually think. I thought maybe it went backwards. I'm not good with time zones. Also, I don't know where we are. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Schwitt? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh! 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 I'm sorry. Is your name Hostess? That was a zinger. Oh, damn. Yeah. Ah! I believe the man just contracted rabies. Well, if that's not indicative of victory, I don't know what is. Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Yeah, man suddenly had rabies. Mr. Payne, your client, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not bleeding guilty. Woohoo! Woo! I love it. All right then. And with that, the court is adjourned. Well, all right then. That was easy. It turns out that Frank Schwitt was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the homes. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Schwitt let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Swit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. That is messed up, dude. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Yeah, if you weren't there, I wouldn't know what any of the buttons did, or what I was supposed to be doing. Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But, she's gone. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Ha! Harry! Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts! Innocent! I called the joke before it even happens! Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made a clock of the thinker that actually manages to tell time by tilting its head? That seems way above your intelligence level. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Sob! Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Eh? Oh yeah, right. I have something like that? What the heck is she talking about? Oh! If he made this statue and she brought it up along with her to Paris, it must have had some sort of value to her. Otherwise, she wouldn't have even bothered bringing it. Ha ha! Take that! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? Where'd you get that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. Huh. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. He was, he was on trial for the murder of his girlfriend. I mean, he seems like a pretty weird individual, but that would mess up just about anybody. No, it would be me. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah, innocent butts! Haha! Oh, speaking of, is his name Harry or Larry? I'm getting mixed messages here. You were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. Ooh la la shala la la la. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not gonna pay me, unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Yeah, I kind of know about Mia's fate. Things don't turn out too good for her, do they? And that's all there is to case 1, I guess. Wow. That was pretty short. Then again, I guess it was just a brand new episode has been added. Yeah, I guess it was just your, you know... I'm guessing it's a tutorial, basically. I mean, I didn't have to go and find evidence or talk to anybody. It just all fell directly into place. Real easy-like. So that's pretty sweet. And I guess that's just gonna be one giant honkin' video. I mean, it was all one thing, so why not? Hope you guys had a fantastic time and you enjoyed yourselves. In the next part, I guess we're gonna be taking up a brand new case, and I assume things are only going to get much, much harder. Hope you guys had a fantastic time, and I'll see you all next time.